Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually now have the Xbox head honcho himself, Phil Spencer, breaking the silence and kind of going and addressing all the really big changes when it comes to Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and games being spread throughout the ecosystem. Now, when I go talk about this a little bit more in depth, it kind of has like a really somewhat blunt statement. Like his statement's kind of like, hey, we're going to talk about it a little bit more soon. I'm going to go over that and kind of give you my thoughts. And as well, it does kind of seem like the entire gaming community is changing. Now, we're going to have probably a few different videos we get to go discuss on this as more information comes out, if there's an actual event, etc. But it does seem like there's a huge business update that's coming and looming for the Xbox, and I think a lot of these initial leaks are kind of alluding towards the fact that games are going to be available everywhere. So this is not confirmed. We have to kind of wait and listen to see what Xbox has to say. But let's go and talk about this throughout this video. Talk about what Phil Spencer said. I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. It's going to be a little bit of a random left turn that I was not expecting when it comes to gaming as a whole and Xbox as a whole, but I think I'm kind of all for it at this day and age, as long as they still give some good benefits towards Xbox users. We'll talk about that too. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. We're probably live up on Twitch right this second. We also have the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit a bunch of free money. You guys get a bunch of free stipends, withdraw and take it. You guys can go for that too as well. So first and foremost, when it comes to Phil Spencer, number one, he kind of came out here and had a pretty big public statement stating, Phil Spencer, we're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week, where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. So this is a very to-the-point statement that happened today. Already has 7 million views, going to probably go pretty even more viral, especially in the gaming community. Saying, hey, we're listening. People are hearing, there's been a lot of discourse. Say, my YouTube videos, I'm not the only one, obviously. There's bajillions of topics, IGNs, other YouTubers, whatever. But there's basically been a lot of discourse on Xbox going everywhere else. And it's also quite hilarious to go and see Big Boss's tweet. If you guys look right into that bomb below, I'm furious to hear Xbox has gone third party. In frustration, I ended up smashing my Xbox Series X. Not the reaction I'm proud of, but it's tough seeing a brand I love making such a drastic change. It's obviously a meme, so you guys all know. Yeah, it's obviously a meme. But either way, that's kind of just showing up in the first place makes me absolutely laugh, because that Xbox is destroyed. Anyway, so the whole idea is that they've been kind of seeing a lot of people, a lot of gaming communities, a lot of people discussing this. I had a chance to even just double check on the Google search myself, because we did make a video on it, where there was also a leak maybe 4 days ago. We did report on that, saying that Xbox executives are on in the higher ups were saying how they want to go have a proper business discussion regarding to other games coming to the Xbox platform. So right now, this is basically publicly Phil Spencer, the Xbox head honcho, saying, yes, we've been planning a business update event for next week. So this is looking kind of big. The initial leaks from 4 days ago seem to be true, which also then once again adds a lot more extra merit towards all the leaks of Starfield coming to PlayStation, maybe future games coming to PlayStation, a Hi-Fi Rush, and also maybe say Sea of Thieves coming to Switch and PlayStation. So this almost kind of seems like this makes this almost more likely. Once again, these are all been leaks as of this second, but a lot of the leaks have been say data mined. Say for an example, we saw the Switch having basically a t-shirt in Hi-Fi Rush, where they also had Xbox references in the same exact way. That's a big detail, because why else would they be literally spending money in development hours and updating games that are kind of somewhat on the older side? It's a single-player game too as well, not like a live service game, and including things like PlayStation 5 or Xbox homages if they're not coming. And the same thing too as well for things like Sea of Thieves. Why would it just not? I can't really think of a good reason not to. The game's been out for a while, get a bigger player base. I keep on saying that. Other big things like Starfield though are a little bit on the change up and switch up, because those are just bigger. Those are bigger games and also newer too as well. Now, if you have a smaller AAA game that kind of shadow launches like a Hi-Fi Rush, if that comes to other platforms, fine. It's kind of like MLB The Show showing up to Xbox because it's a PlayStation studio. You're like, okay, it makes sense. But once again, we haven't seen things like Starfield going to platforms like PlayStation. We've seen other things like Minecraft get continued updates and stuff like that, which is a win. We've always liked Xbox for doing that. We appreciate that. So that makes sense. Obviously it makes sense. But other things like Starfield, we haven't really seen that so far ever since the Bethesda takeover. So they're saying we are looking forward to sharing more details about you on the vision of the future of Xbox. I want to hear your thoughts, because I would say this is really big in the gaming industry as of this second. But I would say right now, it seems like this almost seems confirmed. that Xbox is willing to go and then spread the love to other consoles, to PlayStation, to Switch, and I think it really does make a big impact when it comes to the Activision acquisition, mainly because you don't want to have a monopoly, but I'm sure there was a lot of discussions, and I brought this up on our other prior videos, so sorry for the broken recordness, but like it makes a lot of sense. Like you go make money off of microtransactions from these other platforms. You make money off of initial sales. You put Game Pass on the Switch and PlayStation, and everyone is happy everywhere, besides Xbox users. But maybe you can also give them like day one Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Game Pass gets it 6 months later. You know, there's always different types of things at the end of the day. There's always options to make it a little bit better, or have like timed exclusive, like the Indiana Jones game, which might be apparently coming out the PlayStation. We're hearing that it's rumors is like a 3 to 6 month timed exclusive, so that makes sense. You know, you still get the benefit of being an Xbox user. You get the benefit of having Xbox games. We made a video on this like right before this one, if you guys want to check it out on the channel, basically discussing the fact that Xbox users may be getting a little bit screwed over, and PlayStation and Switch and PC people might be getting a little bit of a win, and that does stink. But we'd have to hear more thoughts, like how they would do handle like timed exclusives and exclusives in general. So there's a lot of things we want to think about in the back end, but it is still huge to know. Like it's pretty much confirmed that Phil Spencer is bringing this up. Now there's been a lot of other various things too as well, where people kind of chiming on this, saying, I respect the heck out of Phil, but constructive criticism time. Their messaging is almost always reactive rather than proactive. Their brand is a constant defensive state. It's been like this since 2013. It makes them look weak. Honestly, and Sony and Nintendo aren't like this. Basically saying like, hey, PlayStation and Nintendo can just sell consoles and have their own individual games and not need to spread them everywhere. While Xbox is like, hey, well, we'll try to be the big daddy and kind of be like, no, it's okay. Like, we'll give you guys stuff. And I can kind of see what they mean by that one. A lot of people apparently agree too as well with all the tweets. My reaction level is kind of what I was saying in this video. Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree. It's an old game, Shadow Drop, not a big game like a God of War or Halo. Sea of Thieves. Okay, it's been out for a long time too. Same boat. Starfield, I do agree, was also a more recent release. And on top of that, you would expect maybe to have like the DLC first and foremost. You get the full game package. Let people who want to buy it on Xbox or Game Pass first. And then afterwards, maybe go bring it to PlayStation. But no, apparently it's in the middle, which is also maybe intriguing. Maybe they'll make money off the DLCs too as well. Indiana Jones is a more of an intriguing one, although after looking into it, was a little bit more of like, that was like a contract from like Lucasfilms trying to go and spread their game genre, like IP, rather than like an Xbox exclusive. Halo, I haven't heard anything much about Halo so far unless I missed it, but I wouldn't be that surprised if we saw Halo on PlayStation. Like that would make a lot of sense. They're also kind of saying other comments, like I see Jez saying like Valve is laughing at this discussion because they're building out consoles like the Steam Deck, which are ready if you use Game Pass. You can use Game Pass on your Xbox. PlayStation, you could literally run PC games from PlayStation on Steam. Makes a lot of sense. And it's kind of crazy because there's a lot of back and forth everywhere. I think as a consumer who's mainly a PlayStation PC guy, it's good for me. I'm Game Pass anyway on PC. It doesn't really matter that much. Part two of that, though, is when it comes to Xbox users. I do think so far Xbox users are getting a little bit screwed. They get the console, they have the longevity, they're missing out on other exclusives, and we made that video prior, but it does make a lot of sense. Like, people are upset. They put their faith into Xbox, and if every Xbox game's gonna be on every other platform, then why even buy an Xbox? But at the same time, if they make money off the production and also selling, like publishing of games or Game Pass, they're gonna be fine either way. So I'm intrigued to see this nonetheless, but a lot of people are kind of curious too as well. They're saying like this execution, credibility, in connection to previously made statements and moving forward, fans is all that matters for me, for your brand, and for your community. We'll have to see what they're going to go do too as well. But they keep on making these comments saying this is their vision on the future of Xbox. It's going to be a special event, and I want to go and see. And now a lot of people are sometimes even saying, now here, look, I don't necessarily know if this Xbox shift is entirely good news for PlayStation owners because Sony is pretty complacent as is, and then imagine the hubris if it has no competitors, which is also a really big thought, because PlayStation already kind of has an ego. Think like Apple, where they think that they're the number one regardless, and they don't need any other innovation or support. Or right now, say for Call of Duty, we don't need to make a new game. We already have Call of Duty with Xbox. They'll bring it to PlayStation forever. And then guess what? They still don't make new games and don't drive competition in the gaming market. There's a lot of things to break down, a lot of thoughts on pretty much everything over here too, and overall, like it's kind of rough. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. And then like we also, it's kind of funny, where like Phil Spencer is all over the place, making comments, making public statements, having big executive talks, and then people are calling him out just being like, hey, just playing Diablo in the background, like he's off for work just chilling, playing Diablo, which is funny. And they're also saying this is about to be the longest week for the Xbox community. So I'm all over the place. Like, I think that Xbox should be allowed to have some timed exclusives, have a chance to benefit people who have Xbox consoles, but I do also like games coming to PlayStation, the Switch, and I also would like to see the reverse for PlayStation Switch games kind of being spread out everywhere. Although that kind of leads towards, why would someone buy a PlayStation? Why would someone buy an Xbox? Why would someone buy a Switch? And this is going to be a really big discussion, I think, this week through all these gaming videos. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We got that Twitter and Twitch room down below. We'll probably live up on Twitch this second. We got the Weeble, so if you just want to sign up and get a bunch of free stocks, you guys can. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Give me all of your thoughts and comments and check out the videos on the channel as well. And I appreciate y'all for watching in the first place.